Hey everyone, it's Krista here with Blooms and Brushstrokes, and today, oh my gosh, we're gonna start the infamous Dahlia painting. So in my logo or my branding is in the background is a Dahlia that I painted. I'm gonna grab that one. Alrighty. So here it is in all its glory, you guys. I hope you can see that. I'll make sure to put a picture up. Anyway, everybody has loved it. And in fact, it is one of my absolute favorite paintings that I've ever done. It is so beautiful and I love it. The thing with me is that I don't particularly love doing the same painting twice, exactly the same. So I have actually sketched out a different Dahlia. It's a little bit smaller, and so we're going to be using smaller brushes, but the exact same idea. We're going to use the exact same idea as this one. I love the colors in this one, but I think I'm going to lean into the more peachy, orangey, rusty colors. Again, some of these colors will probably be mixed in there as well, but I kind of want to err on the more orangey kind of fall browns, like that kind of side of things. However, that being said, you can use whatever colors you want. But anyways, this is going to be a couple part tutorial. It's definitely going to, I thought about it and I thought that I would not sketch it out with you guys. And then when I was sketching it out myself, I thought I better sketch it out with you guys. So today in part one, we are going to sketch out the Dahlia. So this, I think, will probably end up being 2 or 3 parts, but we're going to start by doing the sketch very first, and then we will move into starting to paint. So today, you guys, yay! So I'm using my Stonehenge Aqua Elite, what the heck size is this thing? 9 by 12 inch block is what I'm going to use to sketch it, because I've already drawn it out on here. I'm going to sketch one out with you guys, but I'm just going to sketch it out on this, and I will paint this one later. So I wanted to sketch one with you guys just so that you guys weren't overwhelmed with what was happening. And I thought, you know what? It's pretty basic to draw it. It looks a little bit complex, but it is pretty basic. However, I think it'll be easier for you guys if I kind of show you a few of my tips and tricks that I'm doing. So let's get to it, you guys. Let's just get into it and start having fun. So if you guys have loved the Dahlia painting and have been asking about it, because I've had lots of people asking, this is your time, guys. I'm super excited, and I'm feeling very excited to paint this. So let's get drawing it out here. All right, so this is the one that I sketched out already. You can see there's some lines in there that I will remove those before we actually get painting from the circle. But I just wanted to show you guys the one that I already pre-sketched out. I'll take a picture of this one and I'll put it up, but we'll sketch one out together. So I'm just going to swap this one out for this, and we'll sketch it out on this one. Okay, so I've got my 2H pencil and I have some eraser. Okay. So in order to draw a simple flower, as I've said in some of my drawings before, is that I will draw the circles first. So this one's kind of going to be leaning off to the side a little bit. It's not going to be dead center. So we're just going to do a big circle. I'm going to go dark on this. Do not go as dark as I am. I just want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. So we're going to do a big circle over here. And then we're going to do a smaller circle. This is going to be the center. And then an even smaller circle in there. And then we're going to have a stem come down. A Dahlia stem is quite thick. And it's not, they're smooth, but they kind of have little jut outs. So there, and then we're going to just throw in a couple jagged leaves. If you want to look up a leaf, a Dahlia leaf, you can be more technical than I am, but I'm just going to throw in a couple loosey-goosey ones. can even have one kind of coming up from there, as you can see there. A Dahlia's leaf is very jagged and there's lots of texture in it, and there's multiple shapes. So as I just like to do it like that. They'll be very loosely painted. That's not going to be the focal point of the painting. So you can pop those in there like that. So for the flower, it looks way more technical than what it is. So from this circle in here, we are going to build inwards towards this circle. That's going to give the look of the middle part of the dahlia. So we're just making these little petals going up in towards. They don't all have to be the same shape. You can do different sizes, organic looking, and we're just going to go up in towards that little center circle, which is just going to be the absolute center of the flower. Just like so, okay? So then from this center, we're going to be building those petals out. And they can be all different sizes. They're going to start to get bigger as it comes out to this size. So, or out to this side. So again, start your petals, however you like your petals to be. Dahlia petals are all very different. And just start making petal shapes, teardrop shapes. They can be pointed at the end. They can be rounded at the end. They can be a little bit bigger. They can be smaller. They can be a little bit more flat. Okay, so we'll start here. So you guys can see I've got these petals and it's like, well, that doesn't look very interesting, Krista. Well, no, it doesn't. But if we go in there and add that flip over of the petals, because dahlia petals are often, you know, they're rolled over a bit and they're not just like bursting over. They can be pretty perfect, but they do have a lot of movement in them and a lot of the flips of the petals. So you can see here, I put those in. So it's going to look like it looks like it's, you know, opening up. Here, let's say we want to just add a little bit of that onto the side. So the petal's just coming in there. On this one, we're going to do it on both sides. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? So that's going to give it the look of a little bit more detail in there. This one we can do coming up this side and leave that open. Okay, this one's a little bit more flat. So we're just going to have that like that. Maybe a tiny little on the other side. So that's how we're going to make that detail into these petals so you guys can see. And that's pretty much it, you guys. And then we're just going to keep going all the way around. And then we're going to continually go around. So here we've got, you know, a few more in here. So we're just going to do that. And then so now we're going to build out from here and get a little bit larger as we move out. Some of them can be larger, some can be smaller. Like, they don't all have to be exactly the same. That's what I love the most. It's just really organic shapes and sizes. And you'll see once we hit this outside line, that'll be enough on this side. Oopsie. And then we'll be building more onto this side. That's going to give the look of it going to the side. So that's why I like to use the circle as far as my guide when I'm drawing something out. And then, okay, I've got another layer in there. So go ahead and start adding in those details in the petals. You know, you can have a line coming up the middle, or you can just, we're going to paint those in or draw them in probably with the metallic ink, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, it looks way more complicated than what it really is when it comes to drawing these things. And doing the circle is a really great way to give you the shape of the dahlia, whatever direction you want to go in. So I'm just going to continue on here, you guys, and get this all finished up. You can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to get this one all finished up, and then that's going to be it for our part 1 of drawing the dahlia out, because then we have the rest of it coming along here. So I'm just going to finish it up quickly, okay? Awesome. I think that looks really good, you guys. So your next job in this whole thing is to, and then in here, so there is that circle there. In here, you can go and just put teeny little petals in there around the edge, just to kind of disguise that circle. So it's not so abrupt. I mean, we're going to be painting and we're going to be doing lots of detail work and all that stuff, but okay. So go and get rid of that circle in your painting. Get rid of all the unwanted lines that are in there that you don't need anymore. Basically just this outer circle is our main one. You can get it out from inside the leaves or inside the petals, pardon me, inside the petals, and then all the way around. This one's still going to be very noticeable, so I'll have to do some fancy work because I've done it so dark. But that's basically the gist of that drawing, you guys. So we're going to start with that, and then I'm actually going to use my Mangayo paints. The reason I'm going to use these is there's a lot of control in these ones. They don't bloom out as much, but there's a ton of different like oranges, yellows, like those colors, and that's what I want to go with. So I use these Mangayos for this original one as well. So this is the OG, you guys. Oh, upside down. That's the original one. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. Anyway, so that's the drawing. All right, you guys, so that's going to wrap it up for this tutorial, the drawing of the dahlia. If you have any questions, definitely pop them in the comment section. If you like the tutorial of the drawing, please give me a thumbs up, comment. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe so that you don't miss out on the upcoming tutorials for this dahlia painting. So thank you guys so much for watching. And again, if you like it and you know somebody who might be interested in it, share the video. Share it to all the people you like, you love. Anybody that's interested in watercolor painting, share the love. The more that you guys share my channel, share my tutorials, the more people will be exposed to more of them. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one when we start the painting.